What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. You know another thing, man. It's real disrespectful to Terrence Crawford when people bring up the car accidents and say Spence wasn't the car accidents got his motor skills and stuff like that. All man, I mean y'all gotta cut it out, man. Stop listening to what one or two people. Y'all just running with a narrative that y'all heard somebody say. Really, that's what most people doing, following the crowd. And the crowd usually wrong. You know, Crawford just was the better fighter that night, point blank, period. And it had nothing to do with no damn car accident. It had something to do with Earl being underprepared and arrogant going into the fight, being somewhat dismissive of who Terrence Crawford is. And although I was going for Earl Spence in the fight and thought he was going to win, Crawford did a great. Crawford came in there, and you could tell he been watching Spence for years. He was every time Spence made a mistake, he was waiting on it. He was prepared. That's what it's called, paying attention to detail. That's what that's called, paying attention to detail. And Crawford paid attention to detail, point blank, period. It's very disrespectful when people go out here talking about bringing up anything other than Crawford took care of business. Man, I mean, a real man can accept the ass whooping. If y'all done had more than 2 or 3 fights in your life, you probably done had your ass whooped before. You couldn't fight no more after that. I mean, come on now. Anybody who grew up fighting, you ain't won all of them. And the only way you did that, you've been picking them motherfuckers you fight. Somebody gonna beat your ass one day. It's just the way it go. You ain't gonna whoop everybody. If you keep fighting, somebody gonna beat your ass. That's just that's just the facts of life. The man lost one fight to the guy who everybody said Crawford was considered pound for pound when they fought. Do y'all know what the hell that mean? That means it's a bad boy in there. And he had done what it takes to be considered that. I just don't get you. I mean, it's just disrespectful all the way around to both fighters, but definitely the Crawford. I didn't like Earl saying about the injuries that he had. I really didn't. After the fact, if you ain't say nothing going in, don't say nothing coming out. That's how I feel about that. But then again, it's hard for anybody sitting up there to show on your face and motherfuckers talking to you about getting your ass beat. So at some point, that might just come up because you really don't want to hear this shit. Don't nobody want to talk about no ass whooping they took, but since you're a professional fighter, you have to from time to time. So, and it might just be the truth, and he's just telling it like it is. That's a possibility, but still don't take away from the fact that Crawford took care of business. He beat her ass. I mean, ass whooping is usually like that. Sometimes when that happened, you had that coming for some other shit. Sometimes, man, the way how God sets you up for, sometimes stuff can happen, and sometimes stuff gotta happen a certain way for other reasons that other people don't know nothing about. And who knows how Earl been treating people up until that time? This shit, he could be out there arrogant and not listening to dad, and it's probably a lot of things that factored into him getting his ass whooped like that. Sometimes you got that coming for some other shit. That's just how life works. I'm a lot older than most of y'all. I'm telling you, stuff you do catch up with you, and when you least expect it. You get what you give in this life. You treat people bad, and you get arrogant, and you start being, treating people like they less than you. And I ain't been around him. I don't know how he's been, but sometimes when it happened to you like that, it's a lot of reasons for that ass whooping. Sometimes it's just how life. Sometimes life got to catch you where it catch you. And that's just coming from a cat that's been through it. Sometimes God gotta make you see. Sometimes you gotta pay the hard way, the hard price for being hard headed. It's probably a lot of things that factored into that going down like it did. That's why he took it like a man, cause he done grew up and he got a father that been with him in his life. So he probably know what time it was. I mean, everything ain't for everybody. but trust and believe. I think it's unfair to bring up that car accident or anything when they took the fight and he ended up beat. They wasn't talking about the accident when he beat Ugas and Danny Garcia. Don't bring it up now. Just give Crawford the respect he deserved for the win, and we'll see what happens with everybody as their careers go on down the street. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.